This is season 2 of the Off-Grid Wilderness Trapline series. It documents a full trapping season from our off-grid cabin in northern Maine. This documentary series is for educational purposes only. Tune in every night for new episodes from season 2, The Trapline.
Good morning. Pretty exciting day out here today. I'm just pulling out of the dooryard. It's just getting to be light, and it's the first snow of the year, so that's pretty awesome. Doesn't look like there's any snow in the road. There wasn't any in the driveway, but the windshield had about an inch on it, and the woods looks like it's stuck. It's that pretty sticky snow, like sticks to your ribs. So there might be enough snow to track a deer down if you get on one quick enough. I don't believe this snow is going to make it the rest of the day. They said it could be as high as in the 40s today. But the cool thing is, looking in the woods, you should be able to see moose and deer and critters a lot easier with that white backdrop. And you might even find some tracks when you get out in the woods. So that's kind of cool. First snow of the year is always super exciting to me, and makes everything look like an absolute beautiful winter wonderland when it sticks to all the branches like it did. Even stuck to the hardwood branches. Today is my last day of setting before my first check. So tomorrow I check traps for the first time this year. I'm super excited about that. I probably have a piece of fur hanging somewhere, I think. But I'm going to try to get as many boxes in as I can today. I got, 35 in the truck or so, and I've been getting out maybe anywhere from 20 to 30 a day. You know, I've said this before, but it's not as important to me how many I get out. It's more important how many quality ones I get out. So if I only get out 15 and they're all really good traps, I'd much rather have that, high quality, done exactly perfect traps than having 30 out there that, are so-so. So to me, it's about the quality, not the quantity. And I try not to talk a bunch of numbers on this channel. As you can see, like everybody wants to know how much fur you caught, or how many marten you're at, or how many fisher you're at, or how many weasel you're at, or how tall you are, or how much you weigh, or anything to compare you to other people. And to me, I don't really care how I compare. I'm just going to go out there and do my absolute best. And, there's only one person I'm competing against, and that's myself. And maybe it's two people, maybe myself from older days. I'm always trying to compete with the best I've ever done before. As far as numbers go, that's kind of why I don't answer those comments, when people are worried about numbers. What's the biggest marten you caught, or what's the heaviest fisher you caught, or stuff like that. To me, I don't really get involved in that. I don't really care. I've shot heavy deer, I've shot heavy moose, I've shot stuff with big wide racks, I've shot stuff with little tiny racks, and to me it's all about the experience and enjoying it, and finding that joy and peace with just doing my best and seeing where that puts me. Because I'll tell you right now, there's always somebody that is better than you, or gonna be better than you, or a lie to be better than you. So if you get stuck in that whole comparison thing, it's only gonna lead to disappointment. Because I'll tell you right now, the biggest buck you're ever gonna shoot in your life isn't gonna be as big as the biggest buck that's already been shot, or that's gonna be shot. If you could find peace and enjoy the things that you're choosing to do, then at the end of the day, you're a lot better off than trying to compare yourself. I am loving this snow from the truck. It is just incredibly gorgeous. These are the days that you just remember how beautiful it is out here to be in the woods and to wake up and go out your dooryard and you're in just a winter wonderland of absolute beauty. I'm hoping for about 10 more inches of snow, but I know we're not going to get it. We got some rain coming, we got some warmer temps coming, so all this snow will be gone maybe by the end of the day, off the trees and stuff anyway. But it is just that beautiful, super sticky snow that just stuck to everything. It's like you took a white can of spray paint, just sprayed everything and it stuck. It's pretty amazing. But it's also the type of snow I think that sticks to you when you're in the woods and walking through it. You're not going to be able to walk through anything without brushing up against snow. So I think I'm going to try out my new rain gear for the first time today. I picked up some rain gear at Shields. It wasn't cheap. Oh, there's a couple moose. Just walked out. Looks like 2 cows. Pretty good size. Hopefully you guys can see that. There they go. Yep, 2 cows. Huh? Can't quite tell if that's a spike bull or a cow in the back. Probably another cow. But they got their winter coats on now. That's kind of cool. No, that's a spike bull. I can see it. That one you can probably get a look at. I think it's a cow. Okay, I'm all suited up. Got the new rain gear on. Pants, jacket. They feel pretty good. Feels like a pretty good fit. Just trying to stay dry today, because once you get wet, then that cold kind of sets in. That wet will get right to your bones. So I'll let you guys know how this rain gear works out for the day. But this is a spot where I caught a marten last year. It was a really good road. They cut it pretty hard. Looks like they just left here, so I think I'm still gonna set it. I think you got about a year after they cut, while the animals are still in and moving through. I mean, maybe they move through even for years after that, but yeah, we're gonna set this area and see how it works. Everything's a learning experience. All right, there's another set for me right there. I got a couple in today already. It's not ideal. I mean, you could see they cut here. There's a lot of big cuts, a lot of stuff down. Kind of be tough for a marten or fisher to move around. Well, and this is the end of the road. But you can see like the choppings. I still think that they're gonna hunt through. Got a pretty steep ridge right here that they didn't cut, that knoll, and a pretty good chance a marten or fisher will run that, kind of hunt down here in the flat. And with that long distance call I got going up into there, there's a pretty good chance I could call one down. So we're gonna try it. We're gonna try some new choppings this year. I try to find the darkest, thickest woods I can for Marten and Fisher, but kind of running out of that. And you can't find that everywhere, so I'm gonna try some new stuff this year and hit some choppings. It's definitely breakfast time, and one thing I do for, let me get out of this spot first. Oh no, we gotta put her in 4-wheel. Lock in, there we go. Okay, she locked in. All right. Take her out of 4. One thing I do for my meal prep, it's pretty simple. is I boil a bunch of eggs, and now I got hard-boiled eggs, and I just leave them in the truck in the container, and as long as they don't freeze, they're good. And if they freeze, they just get a little rubbery, but they still taste good, and they still deliver that protein punch that you need when you're running a trap line. So, but the funny thing is, I don't know if you guys been watching my trail cam videos. At the stump right from camp, I got a marten that I've been feeding for about a month now, and I've been putting out eggs that weren't, I put out floaters, you know, so I don't know if they're bad or not, but they say if an egg floats in water, then it's gone bad. It's got gas in it, and it's not fresh or not good. So I've been putting those out, and the son of a gun's been picking those up first. Like, I had a dead mouse out there the other day, and he took 3 eggs before he took that mouse, and he carries them off whole without breaking them, and I'd love to watch him eat them, but it's got me wondering if I could just put some eggs in some of these boxes as bait, how much they love eggs and eat eggs. I know it's not the time of year for them to be eating eggs, but if they like them as much as that one at the camp likes them, then maybe we're on to something. One heck of a winter wonderland this morning, guys. We got a little delay going on right now. KBC Outdoors had left some trail cameras out and had asked me to pick them up for them, so I'm going to pick up this one. I haven't seen it yet, but they dropped a pin for me down this older run that has grown in. I'm a big fan of trail cameras. I love seeing game. I love pictures of animals. I love all that type of stuff. It should be right over here, I guess. I'm in the vicinity. I'm guessing they probably would have left it in that older run. Yeah, I think it's back there. But it's a good looking spot for a trap, so I'm going to set a Fisher and Marten box in here. After I grab this camera, I'm going to guess they're back on that older run. I had a little glitch on the satellite that showed it was to the side. And I should pull my hood down. My hood over my head. Oh yeah, it opened right up again. Perfect for a moose. Somewhere handy to hear. Well, now it's saying I walked right by it. Huh. Maybe it was snow covered. If it was me, I'd probably put it on this older run. Looks like a good spot for a moose to walk through. Yeah, played the human element. There it is. Kyle, your mark wasn't even close, but it did get me to the trail, so that's good to know for the future. So the boys wanted me to pick these up for them. It'll be fun to look through and see what's been on them. I'll show you guys the footage if there is any. We'll cut to the footage right now. How's that sound? Pretty good birds if you ever get a chance. You've seen them on my channel before. It's Kyle, Brandon, and Cameron. KFC Indoors is their YouTube channel, otherwise known as KBC Outdoors. Give them a check. They're all good guys. They're working hard and they're doing a great job, I think, on their YouTube channel. The reason that was a little bit hard for me to find is only because when I mark a trap, I'm standing right over it when I mark it. Just in case anything happens to me, the wardens or trapping partners can find all the traps that are out there. So I went right to the mark thinking that's where the camera was going to be, but he had just marked the trail on the way out. Okay, I got that set up. I really like that set where I pulled that trail camera. There's actually some woods there, which is pretty rare up here. You know, woods meaning mixed growth, and I don't know why they didn't cut it. Maybe they're heading in there next year. So I got that set. It's right up on top of a pretty steep ridge, and the wind's blowing that scent right down over the ridge into the valley below. So if they're running in the valley, they'll smell that and hopefully come up and investigate. A lot of people ask, you know, what I use for long range scent and why it works, and the only thing I can tell you is I use skunk. It's the best, and I think it works because, not because these animals know what a skunk is personally, but I think inherently they know that it is a prey animal in distress. You know, maybe they know that because weasels have that gland as well. Marten probably have a smaller gland. I've never really smelled a marten spray, and fishers definitely have a scent gland too, but a weasel can spray when they're in distress. And I think that they smell a prey animal in distress, and it just triggers that natural instinct to go, well, all right, I'm gonna go get me a free meal, or I'm gonna go get a prey animal that's definitely in distress. So they come over to investigate it, and they're curious anyway by nature. If they're not curious, then they go hungry, right? If you think about it. I'll tell you one thing that's pretty cool about using that app that I use for trapping and for tracking everything is, and I don't want to talk about which app it is yet until we sign a deal, but I just found one of my traps is only 406 yards away from where I just drove by. It was an area that I looked at and I was like, ooh, that area looks good. Well, I got a trap there. It's only 406 yards away, but it's on a different road that's about probably 10 miles to get to that trap if I go around a different road. So the cool thing about the app is now I'm not trapping against myself. You know, now that I see that that trap's there, I would have never known that unless I was really good with a map. Oh, four-wheel drive time. Unless I was really good with a map, and you get out here and you start going this road, that road, spinning around and stuff like that, and all of a sudden I could have been trapping against myself and put another trap in that same body of woods only 400 yards away from that last one. So using a really good app and knowing how to use it and then paying attention to it has definitely helped me be more successful as a trapper. All right, we got a Belisle 120 Max right there. And one of my new boxes. I'll show you guys how I do the trigger on that Belisle. That's how I do that trigger. Absolutely incredible Marten woods here. Both Marten and Fisher woods. This, I mean, by all means, this should be a catch in here, I think. It's funny, I had a trap, probably 300 to 400 yards away last year in that direction that actually didn't hit. I didn't make a catch there. And that doesn't really bother me for this year because it's a totally different year. And, you know, if you think about it backwards, if I went and set all the spots where I caught fur last year, well, there's going to be traps that don't catch fur this year, right? So that's a catch and a no catch one year. Well, I want to do the opposite this year. Just because I didn't catch fur in them last year doesn't mean that this is the year that I don't catch fur as well. Now, if I go a couple of years in a spot and don't catch fur, pretty good chance I probably won't set it again. But if I think it's a good spot and everything sets up right, might as well set it again. Yeah, and sometimes you just miss the spot within the spot. You know, like if they're really focused on a certain travel route and you miss it, you might not catch fur there that year. So, you know, even though I didn't catch anything down here last year, I like it for this year, you know, and I'm setting it a little bit differently. I set it off the end of a trail last year with mixed growth, and this year I just went right into the cedar swamp, into the cedar grove there, and you never know, you know, you never know if I caught those Marten. I caught a couple Marten not too far down the road on another set where I was trying to get ahead of a Fisher. So you never know, so it's always worth setting. Don't let last year's successes or failures dictate how you set this year. You know, still go at it with an open mind, because I'm sure another trapper could come and work the same line I am and set in different spots and still stack fur. You know, you don't always get it exactly right every time, at least the first time. So always trying to get better, always trying to become a better trapper, always trying to find the spots within the spots. That's one of the keys right there. All right, got another set in. That one's a Savage 5F. It's a pretty rugged trap. It's pretty much the only trap I'm actually a little bit scared of. I'm super cautious when I'm setting that one. It's got some wallop to it. But new woods to me, completely new area. First time ever laying eyes on it, and I actually didn't even scout it looking. I just kind of found it today. I'm going to set this road system up. We'll see how it goes. It's got a decent little green growth near a stream, which is good, and then some mixed hardwood and stuff. It's a little thinner than I usually like to set, but I'm going to try it out. I don't think it's been trapped for a while. The road's really rough getting in here, so that's always a good sign for me, is trying to find areas that haven't been trapped for a couple of years and go from there. But we got a decent amount of sets in today. I got maybe 15 to 20 more in the truck I'd like to get out. And then we're checking tomorrow. All right, got a homemade Connie pan on a Belisle 120 Max. I'll show you guys how that works. That's just corrugated plastic board, pretty much like you'd see on a political sign, but the triggers are bent in a way that you flip that upside down and then it's tilted up just a little bit. It makes that entire trap bigger, like the opening's a lot bigger to a Fisher, and hopefully he puts his chin on that, or maybe his front paw on that, and a Marten will have no problem jumping on that to get to the bait. Now I've wired the bait in the back of the trap up high, so they actually want to stand on that pan, I hope, to get to it. But might even get a weasel, who knows. But there you go. But just like that, we're ready to roll. It's kind of a big open woods down here. There's a few green growths. It's, like I said, it's a new area to me. If there's fur here, I'm gonna be in the right spots, but there might not be fur here. We'll find out. All right, we got some pretty good green growth here. Got that green carpet underneath and we're set there. We're trying a trap upside down on this one and no pan, just kind of using the triggers as the pan, upside down with the trap tilted back just a hair. That's what Jeremiah showed me. He's been having pretty good success with that. Jeremiah Wood from Trapping Today. Hopefully we get him out on the trap line this year. Jeremiah, if you're watching this, buddy, you got the open invite, you know that. I think the viewers would really enjoy that. And I know you're busy with the family and the farm and everything, but I think getting you out here for a weekend or a week or a month would be a lot of fun. So open invite to you, buddy. Hopefully we get you out here. All right, another ground set. This one's by a little stream in a green growth with a little bit of mixed hardwood. This one, I mean, I feel good about all the sets I make, but this one feels really good. Look at that, that's a winner. What do you think it's gonna be, a Fisher or a Marten? Or a Weasel?